Okay, so I need to tell y'all about these visions that I had because I know it's very important in the spirit. Let me just say what I can remember. So last night, I saw my son, and I was laying down in the vision. I was laying down in the living room with my man, and I saw my auntie, and she came in the living room and she started bothering us. Like, there was this internet modem, and she had like, I felt something lift me up out of my sleep, and I had looked down and my aunt was right there, and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh well, I'm messing with this modem or whatever. And I said, well, you better make sure that you're finished doing whatever you're doing, because next time I'm not gonna get up. And then so she went and got on another couch, because we was in the living room in the vision sleep. And when she got on the couch, she had my baby, my son, and he was still a baby. And she had my son laying on the couch with her. And so I went over to her and I said, do you want me to get him? I said he could lay with me. And she was like, oh no, I got him, I got him. And I was like, no, give him to me. And then so there was a whole bunch of little boys running around the living room, and my son was on another couch. And he was over there with a bunch of little kids, and he was still like a baby. Like, if y'all look at my videos and you see like my son when he was like a little baby, like he looked like that. And so I went over to the couch and I saw my son laying on his back staring up at me, and I was like, come here, baby. And excuse me. And my spirit was like, oh, they trying to make it seem like she can't hold her baby or she can't be around her child because I shot a gun protecting him and protecting us. So people trying to make it seem like, oh, she can't hold her baby. And the spirit was saying it too. And then so I was like, and they trying to make it seem like, oh, we ain't gonna let her come back around him till she realize he's not a baby anymore, like he's a child. But he was always my baby, and he always gonna be my baby. But after that, my son was in a room, in a bedroom with a whole bunch of little kids, and it was a bunch of white women and just a bunch of women in the room, and it was like it was like a wonderland inside of the room, where it was just a bunch of kids. And I came and stepped into the doorway of the room, and I was trying to spot my child, and I spotted my son, and he was still a baby, and he looked at me and he started crawling towards me like fast as I don't know what. Like, he was trying to get away. Like, it was like he was trying to get to me like his life depended on it. And I ran into the room, but because it was like a little war zone in front of the kids with the women, the adult women was trying to create a war zone barrier between me and my son, and he was trying to get to me and I was trying to get to him. So I was like, fuck it. I mean, Lord forgive me. I was like, I'm going in. So I just ran in the battle with all the women, and my son was right there, and I kind of ducked up underneath all the women and slid up under them and grabbed my son, and then I got out the room with my son. But let me go back to when I was on the couch, when he was on the couch by himself in the living room, and I went to go pick him up. When I went to go pick him up, his hair was slicked down how I used to slick his hair down with the shea butter and all of that stuff you can see on my videos. There was a little girl right next to him. Like, when I went to pick him up, she looked up at me too, like, I'm coming too. And I was like, where did this little girl come from? And she looked like his twin. She looked exactly like Melbourne. And I was like, did Austin have another baby on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he get somebody else pregnant that I didn't know about? But what really stood out to me was that her hair was slicked down exactly how Melbourne hair was slicked down. When I would slick his hair down to the front and combing it with a little shea butter, she was still a baby too, and he was just older than her, and he was a baby, but she was younger. She looked younger. And when I went to pick him up, she looked at me and she was like, you ain't leaving me. And I was like, who baby is this? Who little girl is this? And she looked exactly like my son, like she could have been my baby. And so when I had saved Melbourne out of the room, Melbourne would not leave by the front door. And then he looked back and he was like, Mom, he was a baby. And he was like, Mom, I'm not leaving without my sister. And then I looked and I was like, oh, I got to go back for this little baby girl. And I was trying to get back into the room to go back and get the little baby girl now. So this train is coming, but there is more. And as soon as I get a chance to talk to y'all, about to get my hair done. Hopefully she does a great job, and I'll let y'all know as soon as I get a chance what happened. But he would not leave the room because there was something about his little baby sister that was involved, and Melbourne knows that he has a baby sister or a sibling in the vision, but I don't know what I'm carrying. I don't know if I'm having a boy. I don't know if I'm having a girl. I don't know if Austin has other children. I don't know what's going on. But there was something about a little girl, and that's the second time I seen something about a little girl. And there was also something that I seen about a little boy, but I gotta go.